welcome back to more Empyrion. Hal here, and today we're going to look at the mining craft that we were working on Monday. As you can see, it's mostly done. We haven't done any texture or pattern work or anything with it yet, but it is up and running, so yeah. So I wanted to run you through really quick, just to show you what we've got going on here. We did end up with the O2 station and an ammo box, but we don't have any weapons on board yet, just the drills themselves. A couple of storage boxes in there, there's some oxygen, the RCS units, and everything else I think you're pretty much aware of where it was because you were here when we put it together. So we ended up with having to add a few more thrusters. I got her stuck in one of the test drives that I took out and found that I didn't have quite enough reverse thrust for some reason. I didn't think that the mass mattered as far as the way that the thrusters work. Like if it was enough thrust to move it, it was enough thrust, it was fine. But apparently with the drills, it's doing something a little wonky with the way that things work. So I had to put a little bit more reverse thrust on it. But it seems to be working fine now, so let's show you what you can do with this thing. So we have the iron deposit over there. If you notice, I do have 2 extra hover engines here on the front that are currently disabled, and I did this because there's still a small bias towards the front portion. As you can see here, it's not perfectly level. If I turn those on, then it'll actually flatten out completely, which is good. So what we want to do is we just want to go ahead and use these to get things started. Just like any other weapon, when it's equipped, you press the left mouse button and that will give you all of them. There's no way to separate them and put them into various groups or anything like that. It's all one thing. So now a little trick that I found is to set your auto leveling up, because what will happen is you'll have the auto level run like this, and because we have the front lift off, it allows us to basically slowly move forward while we are drilling. And I need to get a little bit of height here. There we go. And as you move forward, it will start to drill into the terrain. And I wanted to do it here because I want to show you that even on a gradual slope that would normally cause you to pitch up, you're able to use this. And it works really, really well. So, and then once you've got it going, you just continue forward. And I do have it set so that I can free look. And I wanted to keep it going with a slight bias. So now that we've got this here, back off a little bit. We're going to bring up our console. We go to our front hover engines. We turn those back on. And now when you auto level, you should be able to progress pretty much straight. So you want to make sure you are maintaining auto level the entire time you do this. Otherwise, you will dip down a little low. And you continue on. Now, let's see how well this works. Because as you can see, I am gaining a lot of crushed stone. Now, we do need to... Let's move ourselves over a little bit. We do want to keep this thing as auto-leveled as possible, and you'll get this nice gradual slope instead of a ridiculously long slope. And as you can see, I mean, it just tears into the ore. It's crazy how well this thing works. And then if you want to guide this with your arrow keys, you can also do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to back off here a little bit, hopefully. And this is what I was talking about. You kind of get stuck sometimes. So what you need to do is let's go back in here. So if you get stuck, right, just like we did here, you just want to play with your height if you're too high up. And then try an auto leveler out here. Alright, so are we completely stuck? We may be completely stuck again. And see, I got a little overly anxious with how fast we were drilling there. Alright, so let's see if we can get this out of here. There we go. So if you just play with your attitude controls, you will eventually be able to jiggle yourself out. Now, they do tell you that this thing is still quirky. The drills are a little unstable still. So expect it. It is early access. It is an early revision on these tools. But as you can see, they work really, really well. If you take your time and you just basically progress, you know, at a casual pace, you will be okay. So let's take a look here. I want to see how much we actually harvested while we were doing that. So we've got 234 iron, and we picked up a bunch of crushed stone, so not too bad. I mean, it was, what, a couple of seconds, where normally it would take, you know, a couple of minutes to get that much iron. So it works. Yay! So if you're interested in this thing, I'll put the design up on the workshop for you. Just let me know, and we'll get everything sorted. Let me swing this around. I'm going to show you what, if you do take your time. Right, let me show you what we were doing earlier. Because if you take your time and you do everything like I was saying with, you know, whoa, hello. Don't want to pitch down into the water. It took me 20 minutes to get out last time. Okay. But when you're doing it right, and you take your time, you know, keep it casual, let me show you what you can do with it. Because I actually was over here earlier playing around with it, trying to get into the magnesium. And so you have, that was the first pit that I got stuck in. Let me show you what you can do when you do everything right. We'll come over here. Now, one of the things that you can do if you want to not run quite such the risk is to actually get out and start mining manually. There you go. So let's go ahead and get out here. We actually have a ramp to make it easier to get in and out of this thing. But yeah, if you start with a level approach, this is what you can do. I mean, this took me maybe 30 seconds to get from here to there. Once you are in the right orientation and you're in position, you start mining, it's crazy how fast you can excavate this stuff. Now, one of the things I am interested in is I'm going to have to do some experiments with the positioning of the drill. Because the two drills, or the two levels of drills, are directly above each other, but we're still getting this like ramp terrain morph. So it's almost like the upper drills are penetrating in a little further than the lower drills are. And I don't know if that is just because they're too close together or what. So I'm probably going to do another build with the drills spaced a little bit further. And see how that works out. But it may also be that I'm not completely flat when I'm approaching it, so maybe the upper drills are, you know, 2 pixels further ahead because of a small tilt, and that's enough to give a difference in that depth there. So we'll see. Alright, so now that we are there, we can get this back here, we can go here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and head back over to the iron, and I'm going to continue drilling over there because I need a lot of iron. So I'll probably start a second drill location so that we are not dealing with the massive trench that is there now. But so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut, and we will be right back. And we're back. So, just want to show you what we've done. This is all drilled out with the ship. Now, I did backfill some of this because, as you can see, the original trench was, or the original pilot hole, I should say, was too vertically steep. So I backfilled it a little bit, came through and grabbed a bunch of the iron out of here, as well as some stone. Now, if you remember, we had, what, like 240-ish stone or iron. Let's take a look really quick. See what we have right now. So we've got one stack and another half a stack. Oh, and not that much actual stone. And I'm surprised that we were able to pull that much iron out of there. I mean, we've only pulled about 25% out. So yeah, these drills make it much easier to get things done around here. Now, like I said, you do want to be careful that you don't over drills things, because if you do come in at too steep of an angle, you will end up trenching yourself and basically getting out as a pain in the butt. So, let's see here. Let's go resource mining. And then to give you an idea, much slower. In the amount of time that I've gotten, what, maybe 10 ore, I had something like 104. So yeah, the drills are way OP in relation to your handheld drill, but they're a vehicle mounted item, so you kind of expect it. But yeah, like I said, with what I've seen so far, I do think that I'm going to need to redesign the ship a little bit. One of the things that I did find, and I don't know if this is intentional or not, when you are in the vehicle, if you're in third person, let me show you here. You see how your crosshair sits above the ship by default, right? So when you switch out of your camera, you come back, it brings you into that default camera position. The crosshair is where the drills are aiming, regardless of where you are. So if you're in third person view like this, that crosshair is where the drills are actually aiming at. I was kind of trying to figure out why I kept running into things, but if you notice, let's go into third person. We're going to move over here while we're in third person, and we're going to go forward. And you see how we kind of get lifted there because the drills aren't doing anything, right? So we go into first person. I apologize for it being dark. I need to change those. Now, the only thing that we're doing different is that we're in first person now, right? Okay, so let's back out. And I will go back to third person. And you see, it did do a little bit. Are those lights just... no wonder it's so bloody dark. I'm like... okay, where are my lights? Active, active, active. You are all active. Why are you not? Why are they not working? So we've got 1, 2, 3. Are you guys broken or something? That's really weird. The lights aren't working. We've got 2 spotlights in there, and they don't seem to be registering. All right. Those are ungrouped. Ah, that's why. Aha. There we go. Now we can actually see. Oh, man. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll bring this down a little bit, right? Get these going. And like I was saying, what you'll notice is that the drills seem to be aiming where the crosshair is actually sitting in your view. So you see how we're able to drill here? Right? When we were doing this, even at the same altitude in the external view, it's not mining. So I'm thinking what it's doing is that it's using the crosshair reticle. What is going on with these things? Yeah, okay, whatever. There we go. So, what it looks like is that it's using the reticle to calculate where the mining is occurring. So that's something you want to be aware of when you're building your ships. You want to keep them. You want to keep the drills as close to online or in line with your crosshair as possible. All right, so with that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and call this one here because now the only thing left to do is to take this beast back. We do have a crafting station on board. However, I am not going to be using it. I'm just going to take them back, drop it in the advanced constructor, and let it deal with everything. So... So I want to thank you all for stopping in today. Hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you. When we come back next time, I should have the windows corrected so we can actually see out of these things. Whoop. Let's get ourselves up and over. There we go. Makes it much easier to get around. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button. If you are new to the channel or haven't done so already, I do ask that you subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them down in the section below the video. That's what it's there for. And well, you know, I always enjoy hearing from folks in the community. Whether you are a subscriber or not only do the likes, the subscriptions, and the comments help the channel to grow, it lets me know that you are enjoying the content. And well, that's what I want to do, is make content you enjoy. So it just helps that I'm having fun as well. Anyway, we're out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Have a terrific week, and we will see you back here next time for more Empyrion. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, this poor ship. Works surprisingly well. Now we just need to make it look pretty.